everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, I wanted to react to Coleslaw, aka Bride Chucky, aka Ariane Curry, the side chick of Martell Holt, doing this ill-advised Instagram live, basically patting herself on the back because of this Tasha K interview. And I don't think she realizes that the number of views aren't because people were supporting her. It's because a lot of people were hate watching, so that they could tear her apart even further. And even some people even went as far as to say that they had lost some respect for Tasha K and how she conducted herself in the interview, because there seems to be people torn who feel that Tasha K was being facetious on purpose, and then there's other people who feel as though Tasha K was really trying to help rebrand Ariane and make her look in the best light possible, considering the fact that there's no way to really, put lipstick on a pig in this type of capacity. Like, you just can't do it. So a lot of people actually in Ariane's live were basically telling the real that, like, this interview was not a good idea. That it did not shed good light, that, was shading her, that she didn't know what a two-parent household was. So she started blocking people. I watched maybe 6 or 7 minutes of it. I couldn't take it. There was 3 people that she added in the live. The first person that she added was like hyping her up, and Ariane was doubling down, saying that, these wives need to check their husbands and not the mistress. But the problem is this, we have all checked Martell. We check him literally anytime he does something. We always react to whatever Martell is doing on social media, whatever he is doing on the show, or whatever tidbits that we get from Melody or the cast or whomever. So we're always checking Martell and holding him accountable because his behavior is out of pocket. But as the side chick, you are also out of pocket because you are still trying to have a platform to make money off of this. And you keep reiterating that people are using your likeness when I think your audio was maybe used once, and I think your name was maybe said once, if that. But as far as everything else goes, or maybe a picture was used, I can't remember, but your name really isn't said. They discuss the situation because it is about the marriage of what happened between Martell and Melody, but nobody's using your likeness. Nobody is saying your name. Nobody is documenting things that you were doing. Nobody is discussing your life or anything of that nature. They're specifically discussing the cheating and what took place, and now there's a baby involved as well. So, not sure why you keep saying that. I don't know who's telling you that, because you're, number one, you're not a celebrity, so there's not a likeness to be used. There's nothing that's illegal that anybody is doing. If people felt that you were important enough to be on the show, you would be on the show. Then there was this other lady that got on that was married and had been married for 13 years. And I don't know what was going on in her head, but like, she was hyping up Ariane, saying, I was in my 20s once, and I was, sleeping with married men too. And I'm like, oh no, this is not about to be what I think it's about to be. And the other issue I had is, some of these people didn't even watch the interview yet, but were just kind of forming their own thoughts and not, paying attention to how terrible of a look this interview was for Ariane, because she really embarrassed herself. She did not sound intelligent. She did not sound prepared. She did not sound like she knew what she was talking about. It sounded very ratchet. It sounded very hood rat. It sounded very, inappropriate, of basically a side chick trying to defend her actions and, trying to dress it up as if this was a love story with a married man, knowing full on well You knew well before you started having sex with him that the man was married, and you still chose to have sex with this man, and not only while he's married, but continue this on for 6 and 7 years, and then also have a baby. But you have things that you're trying to, get mad at Mel about. And it's like, okay, her and Martell were married. They had several businesses together. They have 4 children together. So, Mel had to get certain things in order before she could ultimately leave Martell for good. So it wasn't just this thing where, like, she could just dip out the second he cheated. When there's kids involved, when there's bills involved, when they had all of these businesses intertwined with each other, Mel had to make sure all of that was dissolved, so that when she got her official fresh start for good, everything was in Mel's name and Martell couldn't come after her for anything. So that stuff takes time. And for that, Ariane, I just think she's bitter. I think she is bitter that she no longer has access to the fortune that now we know belongs to Melody Holt. And she's not getting the lavish life that she was getting before. And so now she's bitter. So now she wants a check. And now she wants to be on the show, but it's not going to happen. And then the last lady that I saw before I cut off the live was another lady who was married, who had like a small child in the background, who was trying to take Ariane to task and was trying to ask her, like, why aren't you apologetic, to the wife? Like, this still was inappropriate behavior. And she was trying to, teach game to Ariane. Like, you don't disrespect the wife like that. And so she's trying to turn it around and make it about Melody and this and that. But you are deliberately antagonizing Mel even now that she has long divorced Martell. You're worried about what Melody is doing, and Melody has a right to process her hurt any way she feels. Who cares if she did 2 songs? Who cares if she's discussing the situation? This is her life. This is something that happened to her. Like, your name doesn't need to be mentioned because it's a non-factor, but for you to try to come for her is very stupid and ignorant. Like, you wouldn't want that done to you. You wouldn't want to be somebody's wife and you have a side chick that's calling up your phone telling the wife to put her husband on the phone for you. You wouldn't want a situation where you're bragging on the phone, to the wife of all the sexual acts you're doing with her husband. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, you were feeling yourself with this whole situation with Martell, and you kept calling Melody to, gaslight her and, try to piss her off and try to make it as so this situation could be easier for you. And it backfired because you never thought, and Martell never thought, that Melody would ultimately leave. And by her leaving and by her dissolving everything, you don't have access to the money. And so all you have is your little boutique. So, but yeah, I mean, and then Ariane said that she's now considered America's mistress, and that there are quote unquote married old hags who are projecting on her. And it's like, listen here, like, I don't know what your situation is, but definitely nobody's old hags. Number one. Number two, you are not America's mistress. Don't know why you're even coining yourself that, because nobody outside of the Love and Marriage Huntsville fandom knows who you are. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you're not making national news. You're not on People magazine. You're not on CNN. You're not on ABC News. Like, nobody knows who you are outside of the OWN network and outside of the Love and Marriage Huntsville bubble. Okay? You're not Monica Lewinsky, sweetie. Like, you, like, this isn't, I don't know why you're trying to make it as though as you are, but you're not. You're not on that level. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry to break the news to you, but you're not Monica Lewinsky. So again, it's just and I think what's irritating me now, it's the audacity and it's the entitlement now. And that Ariane is thinking that these views that are watching this interview is thinking that people want to see her. And that's not the case. People don't want to see her. People wanted to see what additional lies she was going to tell, or if she was going to ultimately hold herself accountable. And she tried to double down and claim that she held herself accountable, but that was a lie, because you can't say that you're holding yourself accountable and then continue to shade Melody Holt every 2 seconds and continue to uplift Martell Holt and praise him for being a married man that's cheating on his wife with you. That is not somebody who is an adult. That is not somebody who's taken responsibility. That is not somebody who is holding themselves accountable for their actions. Essentially, what I got out of that live was somebody who still wanted to double down and was looking for fans to support her madness, that were either fellow side chicks like her or were looking to be side chicks like her. And for that, I was pretty disgusted. And I just can't take it seriously. Like, I know she's gaining some followers and things on Instagram and whatnot, but it's like, people are not into you the way that you think they're into you. They are hate watching you to see what additional lives and what additional level of entitlement you're trying to spew out to your followers. And then all of us basically are reacting to that because we need to drag you, because you still don't understand. You still don't understand that you were made to look like a clown. Even though I didn't agree with a lot of the way Tasha was buttering you up and certain questions that she asked, I felt there was a lot of good questions and a lot of good follow-up questions that she left out. But nothing told me anything more. I think it was at the 58-minute mark, I want to say 58 minutes and 18 seconds, I want to say, where you were completely shook at the thought of Tasha K calling Melody Holt to verify anything that you had said in that first hour. So that told me right there that your script was about to come crumbling down, from whatever Martell coached you on, or whatever thought you could get away with in this interview, that all of that was about to come crashing down because you hurried up and got out your phone like, oh my gosh, she's about to call Melody, what should I say, what should I do, blah, 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 blah. You were shook. That told me right there that everything you were saying was nothing but lies and hypocrisies and fallacies and fantasies. So you can get buck on all these Instagram lives, and you can keep posting pictures with Tasha K and posting how many views are on YouTube of the interview, but you need to look at the comments of the interview, because most of the people are dragging you in the comments. That's where you need to look, not how many views are on YouTube. You need to look at the comments and look what people are actually saying about the situation. And you need to look at your Instagram live comments and what people are saying about that as well, because there's nothing to hype up. And whoever the person was that was hyping up that swoop hairstyle in her life, no, that was not a good look. We need to stop lying to each other. We need to tell the people the truth when our hair is not looking right. And it wasn't looking right at all. So that's on that. And neither was the funeral attire. So we have to start being honest with each other. We need to start being honest and holding people accountable, because this is what happens when people do not hold themselves accountable and think that they deserve to be a celebrity and think that they deserve to be a star. So that is all that I have. Let me know what you guys think. Did any of you guys watch the live? I only watched, like I said, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes of it, because I just couldn't take anymore, because it was just so much delusions, and it was somebody who just lacked complete self-awareness of what just happened. And the fact that there's no family or friends that told her she shouldn't have did this interview because it made her look 100 times worse, just really just shows the lack of support and everything else that she truly has. Because while they're trying to hype her up, everybody else is laughing at her. Everybody else is dragging her for not knowing a two-parent household, for her lying the entire time, saying 1 minute she didn't do this, but then saying the exact same thing that she said she didn't do 2 seconds later. Like, she just did not, she was not ready. She was not intelligent enough for this interview. And she got herself played and she got herself exposed. And really, it just made her and Martell like 100 times worse than before. So I'm not sure why she's gloating on social media about it, because there's nothing to gloat about being a laughing stock and being a clown and still not having an opportunity after this to still be on the show. And there's no way that the rest of the cast, Maurice, Marceau, Kimmy, and Tisha, are going to ever sign off on you being on the show. You can forget that. That's never happening. So, but let me know your guys' thoughts. And if you guys want to laugh, go to Straight No Chasers page. They uploaded a skit of kind of what took place in this interview and the disaster that it was. And it's like the funniest couple of minutes ever, because it was a perfect recap of the interview of, Ariane keeps saying that she was in a two-parent household and her defending herself being a side chick and her coming from Oprah and coming for Melody. And then the rest of the, 90 minutes was just noise. But it was a funny recap of a reenactment of what took place, of what we had to just suffer through a couple of days ago. So that's on that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the live, if you guys watched any of it. And again, I just hope that this goes away soon. And I feel like we are in the midst of somebody who thinks that they are about to capitalize on something, but they don't realize that we're laughing at you and we don't want to see you anymore, is the whole thing. We want you to go away, actually. And we will take the steps necessary to make sure that that happens. That we never see you on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So that's on that. That is all I have for real this time. And let me know what you guys think. I am curious to hear your guys' thoughts. If it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out my playlist. Check out other things that I react to, that I discuss on my channel. Those of you who've been back multiple times, thank you so much for your continued support. I am thankful, grateful, and appreciative of each and every single one of you. I try to interact with each and every one of you in the comments when I get some time, and it's always great reading your comments, reading your feedback. I look at everything you guys say, and it is very rewarding to see all of your support and everything come to fruition, and it's amazing for the support for the channel. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the instant that I post new content on my channel, so you can be alerted with the latest updates on what's going on. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again very soon. Have a happy new year, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.